LeBron chose to go back to Cleveland. You had an interesting take. Obviously, somebody who stayed close to home.
Yeah.
Why did that strike you so much when it happened? And can you tell me how you related to that in person, please?
I can relate to a guy who wants to go home and wants to stay home and do it for his family and friends. And he made the best decision for him. I mean, not everybody understands why he made his decision or why he did what he did, but some people don't understand why I made my decision. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. And I support any guy that stays home.
I mean, it's so easy in sports to go to the flashy place. I mean, even he did it earlier in his career.
Yeah.
How tough was it for you during your recruiting process when places like Ohio State and Florida were recruiting you to stay home and play for the hometown program instead?
Yeah, I mean, I consider myself a leader. I'm not a follower. I didn't want to go to somewhere where it was already established that great things are going to happen for you and things like that. I wanted to go with the underdog team. I wanted to build somewhere. And like a lot of other guys who stayed home at the University of Maryland, like Vernon Davis and players like that, I wanted to be like that. I'd rather be like that and stay home and do it in front of my family and my friends and things like that. So those things matter to me.
Can you take me back to just what it was like being recruited by Urban Meyer? How hard was it to say no to him?
Yeah.
And your relationship, and maybe if you bumped into him today, how that was.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a great coach and great person. He's a great recruiter also. I mean, those was one of my top schools coming out of Florida, Ohio State, and Maryland. And with all those great schools, I had to make the best decision for me. Urban Meyer is a great coach, and as you can see, he only lost 2 games or something like that since he's been at Ohio State, which I did not expect. I knew great things was going to happen because he's a great coach. He has a lot of talent over there, and I look forward to playing him as well.
How tough was it to say no to him?
I mean, for me as a man, I mean, it's not as complicated to say no to another man. I mean, I feel as if you make the best decision for you, another man will understand. So that's just how it is.
There's a big thing with Urban and the story coming out about like when you guys were going through it that he was negatively recruiting Florida while he was doing it. I mean, what are your recollections of that, and what was it like?
I don't really know anything about that as far as like the whole Florida and Urban Meyer thing. I just know he's a great guy and a great coach, and when I met him, he didn't seem any bad to me at all. So I mean, my encounter with him was great, and that's what I go off of. I don't really go off what anybody else say about another person. As far as when I met him, he's a great guy, and I love seeing him. I saw him a couple of times yesterday, and I saw him today. And I mean, there's no hard feelings between me and him.
Do you ever wonder what if?
Not really. I mean, I'm at the University of Maryland now. I mean, when you make your decision in high school, you might wonder what if or something like that. But as far as I'm in college right now, I'm comfortable with my decision and I'm happy where I'm at.
Can I ask you 5 quick questions too?